All right, welcome back to Cheeky TV. It's your boy. So, we're back today, and now that this rough 5 game stretch for Manchester United is over, I kind of wanted to take a quick little dive into what 5 things I learned, or I guess maybe happened, or that I have a feeling of from the preseason until these after these 5 games, right? After these 5 league games, because everyone knew from the summer, obviously, once the match list came out, you knew that these first 5 games were crazy. I mean, it's probably one of the hardest starts to a season for any team in the Prem, and I probably say ever, because I don't really remember any team having to play 3 of the best 4 teams in the league in the first 5 games. It's ridiculous, right? I mean, when I look at the Premier League, me personally, there's 4 teams right now. Well, there's 3 that are ready to compete for a title. There's 2. Well, I don't know if City, just based off of who City is, who their manager is, and their talent, I think they would have a chance to win the Prem. But then Chelsea's like that 4th one, just because they are playing pretty well. They have a lot of talent on their team, and they have a good manager. So put all that together, and those 4 teams to me are the top 4 teams in the league. Like, as clear to me as it could be, really. And then I have Tottenham right underneath, just because their manager just got there. Because they still have a lot of the same players, and they did bring in some really good quality players, and their manager is really good. I really like their manager. So they're just there. But those 4 teams are the best in the Prem, and we played 3 of them within a 5 game period. That's unbelievable, right? So I was thinking to myself, okay, what have we maybe learned, seen, or thought about in these, from preseason to these first 5 games? And for my number 1 is how hard a job Ruben Amorim has, or any manager really that comes to Manchester United. Because the word rebuild, right, when it's thrown around by other teams and other clubs, they actually mean it, they mean a rebuild. They're okay giving their manager some time. At Manchester United, is there's no, that word might be mentioned right as a manager comes in or something, but it's lost right away. Because when you really think about a rebuild, the level of demand for results from our fans is wild when Amorim hasn't even been here a full year. He's not even been here a full year, and you're demanding without him even having fully put a team together to get results. And you're just mad about it because in this 5 game period, we literally played, like I said, probably the hardest 5 games in 5 games to start a season in a long time. You can't tell me you've seen this in the past few years. I'm sure somebody could find it, but show it to me. And that it's this close, first game, from the very first game of the season. Because I could see it maybe after 2-3 games or something, and then you have a 5 game stretch that's tough. It allows you to at least get into the season a little bit, compared to right off the bat. It's crazy. But you come into this team and you get a brand new front 3 in the summer. You can tell towards the end of preseason that it needed time to gel. It looked a little clumsy, right? Sesqua hadn't gotten here, so it was Mount, Bomo, and Cunha, and they looked a little they need time. Obviously, they just got here, and then the new season starts, right? And then everybody and their mother knows that it's an unreally tough start to a season, and a season where I guess, because a lot of fans are taking it, I guess, as Amarim's second full season in charge, I guess, because this is the thing that annoys me a little bit is they feel as if he's already been here a full year, and you can't, like, that doesn't work, because when you're here for a full year, you get 2 months, like a month and a half of preseason with the team, and then a full season to play, improve, and all that. And in that summer, for that preseason, you buy players that will fit your system. So if you were really thinking that, then Amarim would have gotten like Cunha and Bomo and Sesko in January. And then if you would have gotten them in January, if they wouldn't have improved from January till the end of the season, and obviously from the beginning of the season, then I would understand. But when you looked at preseason, all the way up until the new players came in, we were playing extremely well, right? When Cunha was the only player that we were kind of integrated into the team that was new, we were playing extremely well because all those players had been here and had been playing together since Amarim was here. Those first 2 games, the second game was probably our best, and that was the game that we sat Cunha, and everybody was talking about how every player that was on that field was here last season and how much better it looked, right? And then Højlund gets benched. It's Mbomo, Cunha, and Mason, brand new front 3 from last season, have never played together, and we start this tough season with that. People are like, oh, just throw Sesko and all that. It's like so hard to integrate players right as the season starts. If Sesko, Cunha, and Mbomo would have been here from the time that we left to, was it like Shanghai, or when we went to Asia, and then after that when we went to the US, if they were here from then, this season we would have started completely different, because they would have at least had like a month and a half, some preseason games to play like fully together, instead of Cunha and Mbomo playing like a couple of halves, maybe like 60 minutes each, I guess, in 2 preseason games and then the season. And then Cunha gets picks up the injury at Burnley, so that's been halted a little bit too. So he's had such a hard time because of that. Like, it seems like our fans and the media want to portray it as if he's been here for 2 seasons. He came in, and if you look at it, we played really poorly for like a month and a half, 2 months, right? Which is usually like preseason, getting used to like a manager and all that. And they did all that without being able to practice and having to win real games, not preseason games where it doesn't really matter. You can try things. No, like, you had to win. So it's ridiculous for you to be like, oh, a coach should just be able to come in and completely, not just make some tweaks here and there to a system or whatever, to just completely change the system and expect that to be like a fun time or for everybody to just succeed, especially when most of our team is extremely young and inexperienced. I mean, the front 3 that were playing his like system last season were 22 or younger. So like, there's so many different factors into all this stuff that people don't seem to take into account that is annoying. Like, it's not just black and white. It's not just, or you come in as a manager and every single time a manager comes into a team, the team is the exact same thing. Like, you can't say, oh, slot this or this person that, because the thing that Amarim came into last season was a dumpster fire, bro. It was not anything but disaster. Bad team, bad players, no tactics, no style of play, bad contracts, bad recruitment, bad everything. Like, this dude came into like a shit show, and he had to try, and he was trying to fix that while also trying to teach like these young inexperienced players, which was half of the team, how to play a system they never played before. And everyone will be like, oh, well, he should have played a system that they knew. Why? He plans to be here for a long time, and he knew that these players are gonna be here. At least 80% of the players that were here last season and playing with him were gonna be here. And the truth of the matter is, it is like the only players that were constantly playing with him last season that aren't on the team now are either are Eriksson, Lindelof, Garnacho, and Højlund, right? Like, who else that was a part of, and Onana, that was like part of the team that, like, is now gone, right? Is now like not here, because like Rashford, all those guys, they weren't part of the team. Talk about the players that were like in the locker room playing all the time, like those guys, not the ones that were loaned out. That's like 80% of them are still here. So what happens? They now know the system better once they go into preseason. Then they show up and they're playing really well in preseason, but then the front three changes. Those little things people have to take into account as to why the like beginning of the season might not have gone as well as you would have wanted to, especially with the ridiculous first 5 games that we had. Second, Amarim's tactics and idea work. I don't care. Don't talk to me about nothing anymore. I don't want to hear it. The idea and all of it works. We are backed by not only stats, but the eye test. Like, people keep trying to like act as if we're doing things by luck, like as if we're getting, like, having no possession, like no chances, and somehow just getting a lucky goal or something. We are, like, all of the numbers and metrics and stuff back that we are a much better team than we were last season. So that's a great improvement already from Amarim and the players. So that's what rebuilding is. You bring players, you create a system, you play a style, and you get better and improve as you go on. And that's what's literally happening right now. And we all know that we are still missing a couple pieces, and think about it. So if we're already playing this well with against the teams that we had to play so far, if we're already doing this against those teams, and we can fill out the team with the missing pieces that we need, and these guys get a little more time, how do you expect this to not be better? Like, it's already as good as it is right now with the stats, with the eye test, with everything, and we're not even like fully a year into like them gelling into the system. Most of it is not even like 3 months really, because our front three and our back three all changed pretty much. It's all completely like differently set. And within a year, what's happened so far has been really good, man. So like the BS that people are like trying to like listen to the media, because that's my next thing, is ridiculous. The tactics work. You can't play 3 of the best teams in the league with no tactics and sit there and be like and like look like you're dominating them. Like, we played better than Arsenal. We dominated Chelsea even before the 10. We were playing well against Chelsea right off the bat, and when we were up a man, we dominated them. We did what we're supposed to do up a man, and people would be like, "Oh, well, you were up a man." It doesn't matter. Like, you guys act like being up a man automatically just just wins you the game or like whatever. Bro, Liverpool played Burnley and they were up a man and barely won in the 90-something minute with a penalty. Oh, well, doesn't matter, bro. Like, once a team goes down, they'll sit down, they'll sit back and all that. Like, it's not just a guaranteed win. It's not like you're guaranteed to score goals, and it's not guaranteed that you're gonna dominate even down like up a man. But we still did it. Like, we still dominated them. We still scored goals. And if Casemiro doesn't get a red card, we probably win that game 5-1, 6-1. Like, we score goals we would score goals in the second half on them, because now it's 2-0. They're gonna sit back even further. They don't want to get crushed, bro. But then you go down to a man, like you even it out, and people will be like, "Oh, well, United didn't play that well second half." Bro, 2-0 is like the most nervous wracking like score you can have in football. Everybody knows this. 2-0 is the worst like lead you can have, because once if the other team scores, that momentum is a killer, and people act like footballers don't have like emotions on the field, or just like human emotions. It's so crazy. The momentum like is felt when you're up 2-0 and they score. So it's a tough. Just imagine you're playing this really good game. Everything's looking really good finally. Like, you're up, man, up 2-0. It's about to be halftime. Kobe Mainoo's been stretching and warming up in the sideline, so he's probably gonna take Casemiro's spot to play the whole second half. And Casemiro does that. Like the emotions that must have fucking felt right at that point is just like demoralizing. Yeah, like the team still dug in there and won. That's fantastic. why are people like complaining? It was a great game. Like, I was extremely nervous until the end, of course, but it was a really good game by us. I was very happy. Amaran's tactics and system work. I'm through with trying to like hear this crap because people are unbelievable. How do you look at the games and see that we're playing better? Like, you can't look at the games and not think that like we're playing better. The results haven't been our way, sure, but you can't look at the games and be like, oh no, they're not playing better than last season. Like, last season there were times where I was like, man, like, not even times, for the most part of last season, probably until like the last month of the season, like last month and a half, I was afraid of every single team we played, bro. Like, I was like, man, this team can definitely beat us. Like, this team is scary right now because we're not playing well. But now I'm going into every game except maybe like Liverpool with confidence. Like, I will go into every game except Liverpool just because, bro, Liverpool is so much better than everybody right now. City is trying to catch up, but all their players are like almost brand new. They still have to gel. But like Liverpool, their main guys, they only really, like, you've seen it. They've been able to play Ekatike with Gakpo and Salah. Like, that's still the same, almost the same front three that was here last season. Like, that's why they can continue to just completely dominate, because they're not integrating a complete brand new team or whatever. They have a right back and a left back they're integrating, and then two forwards that they've been integrated slowly because they have two other really good players that were here last season and started for them pretty much. Like, there's a difference, but the tactics and stuff work, man. Like, I'm not going into any game scared, and I know we're gonna like attack and create chances. Now we just need to have enough time to gel, those front three to like gel, and we'll start scoring. It's crazy that fans are being manipulated and by the media, and it's annoying that YouTube channels that are Man United YouTube channels are falling for the media stuff as well. We should be backing our team and our manager, because this is actually a rebuild, and the rebuild is starting off and going pretty well. Third, I'm pretty sure like everybody has to see the negativity behind like the media in Manchester United. Not only is Sky, all of the major like news channels and whatever, they're always against United, but now all the channels are too. Like, what are you guys doing? This is like, we're supposed to be talking about our club. Like, I don't care about the outside noise because I'm talking about my club and what I'm seeing. I don't pay attention to what these other people are saying. I want to see with my own eyes what's happening. I don't want to hear them saying blah. No, I want to see with my own eyes. And what have I seen with my own eyes? That we are clearly playing better football than we were last season, and more consistently already. Like, if you just remove the Grimsby game out of this freaking season, because it almost seems like a blooper in this and so early in this season. Every other game, we've at least upheld a level of wanting to play and like level consistently attacking and creating chances and all of that. That wasn't like that last season. We like almost never threatened teams until like the last 2 months of the season. We weren't creating, we weren't dangerous, we weren't coming out and dominating even first halves. We weren't dominating anything really last season. And people are like, oh well, you only played good in first half. What? So like, you're saying like you're upset that we're coming out and dominating the first half? You can win games in the first half. Like, what are we talking about? If you come out against any of the teams that we came out extremely well and bury half of the chances that we had, we win. We have more wins. So what are we complaining about? Like, honestly, against Fulham, like, we don't hit the post. Bruno scores a PK. It's 2-0. We score 3-0. Like, what are we talking about? It's a 3-1 game at the end of the day, and we won at Fulham. Burnley, if we put half of the chances away in the first half, we're up 3-0, 4-0 at half. Game completely over. Probably thrashing of 7-2, 7, like whatever. But no, we didn't put our chances away. But how could you be upset about us starting super fast at the beginning of games? Chelsea was the same way. And what did it lead to? A red card and then a domination of the first half. And what would have been the game if Casemiro doesn't do what he did? But But yet the media just continues on flip it as if it's like we're still bad, like it's still so negative, like Amarim doesn't know what he's doing, all this stuff. And it's unbelievable the amount of effect our fans and these like YouTube channels let it have on them. Like, I see the stuff, but then I think to myself, like, has it really been that bad? And no, it hasn't. So why would I really believe what they're saying? Like, why can't I form my own opinion? Like, it's crazy that people just follow what somebody says on here. Like, even what I say, you should be like, well, is like, yeah, like maybe he's leaning a little bit more positive, because I want to be a little bit more positive. And honestly, I'm not even feeling like I'm reaching for anything, because there's nothing to reach there. Those are all like pretty true statements. In the first half of Fulham, we were better, and we had a chance to put the game away right there, but we didn't. Same thing with Burnley. You can't say that that wasn't true. The stats back it up. The eye test back it up. The highlights back it up. All of it backs it up. So you're sitting there like, okay, like, we're playing better. Okay, the results haven't come. Why haven't they come? Is there a reason? Can there be a reason? Let's take a look at the team. Okay, let's take a look at the starting 11. Were all of these players here last season? So if they're not, so if they were, right? Like, if all 11 starters were here last season and played from the time that Amarim came to now, and we weren't getting results, then you might be like, okay, these players were played 6 months full of games, had a preseason, and then came out here and are still not getting results. Okay, I would sit there and be like, now I can understand your thought process, right? Like, if the starting 11 was the same, or even like almost close to the same as last season, I would be like, okay, you're completely correct. Like, they should definitely be at least scoring a couple more goals, maybe at least having beat Fulham, right? No problem. But is it? Are the front three not completely new from last season till this season? Is the back three not really like technically like a up and down kind of thing? Because Shaw was hurt almost all year until like the last month. Lenny was hurt the beginning of the season. Maguire and De Ligt kind of were flipping back and forth on like starting. So was like Euro and De Ligt. So like, is that even like a partnership that you can say was here from the whole time that Amarim was here and played that whole time? No, because the truth of the matter was at first Lissandro was there, and then you had Haven playing that left center back position, then you had Shaw, and then in the middle you had Maguire or De Ligt, like I said. And then they finally did like 4 games with the same back three, and we struggled in their box and our box. It's like pretty clear why at that point, because if you look at our midfield, if you consider the wingbacks midfield a part of the midfield, let's say, you have Casemiro and Bruno who were here, you have Ahmad and Dorgu who were here, and for the most part, from the stats, we haven't been getting killed in the midfield, and that's pretty much the midfield. Because then, if you don't consider Ahmad and Dorgu midfield, then Casemiro and Bruno, and they haven't been killed. So there hasn't been anything wrong between the boxes. So we are clearly doing what we're supposed to, but we're not doing the things we're supposed to in the other part. But you can point at like, okay, there is something there that you can say it would make a little bit of sense as someone who played like somewhat high level. When you don't know where somebody's gonna go, what move they're gonna make, how they like the to receive the ball. For example, me, if you don't play with me, you might send the ball down the line for me to chase like an Ahmad or something, but I never had that speed, so it would be stupid for you to do that. I was extremely good with the ball at my feet. My touch is really good, my passing is really good, I'm very quick mentally, and I'm pretty creative. Most players that like after a while of playing with me just pass the ball to my feet. I would get myself into spaces. I love playing. Not 10. When I played at the highest level, I was a false 9. So we played with 2 forwards, but I played like a false 9 because I could get into pockets, turn, get the ball at my feet, turn players, like slide players in, like create. And when you just when you don't know where that player is going, or if that player doesn't know what kind of pass you want to make, it slows everything down, and it breaks plays down. So when we're like, oh, we're creating, we're just not finishing, it's just that little extra bit of gelling, like knowing where, if you pass the ball to this spot, you know he's gonna finish it, like, or that if like he likes the ball to his left, like this, or whatever. Like, you just start like noticing those things, or they'll tell you, like, hey, like, in this position, this is what I want, right? That's what happens with a little bit more time, and that's what's gonna end up happening with Amarim. We have to give our team a little bit more time and stop the negativity, man. Then we go to 4, and for me, 4, we started 2-1-2 after that 5-game stretch. And when you look at it, if you told me that in August, I would have been happy with that. I've been like 2-1-2, yeah, 2 wins, 1 tie, and 2 losses against that starting 5. Because you can say whatever you want about Burnley, because they're not that good of a team yet, but they do have some dangerous players, like the kid Anthony. He's dangerous. He scored 3 and 3, and then the guy Foster, I believe, is the number 9, that forward. I liked what I saw when I saw them play Tottenham. He was dominating Romero, bro. He's not that bad. Like, he has something in there. He's got a little quality. I think the more the season goes on, the more you'll see that. But Fulham is a team that has pretty much been almost the same starters for like 3 years, 4 years. So they're an extremely, like, they have a lot of experience with one another. They've put time together, and like their managers, I like the Fulham manager. And then they added, like, and over the last couple of years, like, players that could change a game, like the young kid Wilson, Smith Rowe. Fulham isn't a bad team. So when your team is not already built team, like, if you tell me we're playing Fulham next year after this full year of Amarim and the players we have, and grabbing like another player or 2 in the summer, then I would say, like, yeah, we are gonna, like, we're gonna beat Fulham. Like, I don't think that they should have a chance, right? Like, because now I at least feel like the team and the players have been under Amarim for long enough to beat a team like that. Because those teams usually can get to the point where they're like, they've played with each other for a long time, they've had the same players, so they play good and they can give you a really hard game. But usually when you're a big team and you've been you've been built and you're ready to go, it's harder for those teams to beat you, because you just have better players that have been playing together longer, and hopefully a better manager. Usually that's how it goes. That's not something that we could just automatically say right now, because we just haven't been with this manager, with the players, with nothing long enough for you to demand wins. This is my thing about the demanding, like points and results and stuff. Is crazy. We're not even a year fully of Amarim being here. How do you demand results from a rebuild in year -1? Like, not 1, like not 2 yet. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, November marks the first full year of Amarim being here. I want to see. So my fifth point is that literally from now until middle of January, there are 45 points up to grab, right? And from those 45 points, there's only 2 teams there that are like teams that I would expect extremely hard games from, or like possibly possibly losing, right? One of them is, I would consider an L. The other one is a possible, right? Which is Liverpool, which we play in 3 weeks, and then Tottenham like a couple weeks later. Those 2 teams are the only 2 teams from here until middle of January. It's so after Liverpool, it's 13 games we play until we play like Chelsea. I think we play City or Chelsea, but in those 13 games we do play Tottenham, and I didn't put them in the top four like I mentioned earlier. So when I say like we don't play top four teams after Liverpool, we don't. But like I said, I rate Tottenham, so I do think it'll be a hard game. But after Liverpool, Tottenham is the only team in a 13 game stretch where you're like, oh, like they should beat us, or like they have, like, I'm scared of them. That's amazing. So if we win the next two games, we're obviously gonna be in a place in the table where fans are maybe gonna be able to breathe. We're gonna play Liverpool. If anybody thinks that we have to beat Liverpool, we're going to beat Liverpool, then you're already setting yourself up to dislike whatever happens. I just want to see them play well against Liverpool and be in the game at the end better than they were against City. Because against City, honestly, if it wasn't for an unfortunate mistake by, not a mistake, but maybe inexperience by a young player, I don't think we're like that City game turns out the same way. Like, you look at the first half, I thought City dominated us for like 10 minutes, and then after that, it felt very even, and I thought we were going to score towards the end of the half. I thought it was going to go 1-1 at half. And then the second half, we come out, we're hot, we're like playing well, and they get a throw in, and Lenny allows Doku to literally just like turn him without any problem. Like, he allowed him to be like shade, just shielded out and turned. And that can't happen. Like, it can't happen. Like, not 10 yards away from your box. You don't let a player of that quality turn you inside towards your goal. Like, that just doesn't happen. And it's something he'll learn. It's an inexperienced thing. But if that second goal doesn't happen right there, we have a good chance of tying that game, of evening that game, and it being different. So as long as we have that kind of like level of oh, okay, we could have tied this game, could have won, we played well, I'm happy. As long, like against Liverpool, I think we can sneak out a result, depending, but I'm not expecting it, right? Like, I'm not expecting it because they're the best team in the league, and we're not even a fully built team yet. Like, you can't expect that kind of shit against teams that are built when you're in the middle of a rebuild, when you're literally at the start of a rebuild. You're inside of 1 year of a rebuild. You can't expect that shit. So those are the 5 things I learned. 1, Amorim is definitely the guy for the job. His tactics and his style and all that. How could it be so wrong when there's so many good statistics based off of it? Obviously, the results haven't been there, but if you saw this video, there are certain things you could look at as to why the results haven't completely been there. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be making another one probably in 10 minutes or so. But I will make another one before the game on Saturday. I am really excited to watch us play on Saturday. Really excited. You guys have a great day.